Aloha to all of you. It's Seashell Surf. Join me at the Surf Shack for a little Surf Shack chat.
This is Seashell Surf, and I'm bringing you the Aloha for this Aloha Friday. All right. So, what's going on? What's the Aloha you're going to be bringing on Friday night? I'm going to be bringing the grinds, some local grinds. I'm going to be bringing some blackened ahi and a tossed salad with the green vinaigrette. It's called I'm making it up as I go along. It's called the Get Out of Here. Beat it. Wait a minute. Can I get a hand? Surf. And I'm here doing a little bit of this and that, which is neither here nor there. So I know some of you are asking, hey, seashell, what are those seashells you have on your neck? Well, here in Hawaii, we call these kupe'e. These are kupe'e shells, and we use them to string lei for hula. There is a, what do you call it? I don't want to say a I don't mean a yeah, I guess it's a mollusk. It's a single shell. I guess I should know better. I believe this is some type of a snail, like a mollusk that lives in there. We do have to pick them out after we boil them, and then we drill a hole in these and we string them. These are used to produce a sound in hula that will simulate the sound of the ocean waves pounding on the shore or washing ashore, and the way it sounds when it recedes, back and forth, ebb and flow. So I have a set of these. I have 3 for my neck, 3 or 4. We have a set of a set of 2 double strands for our wrists and our feet. And we usually wear these types of lei when we're doing hula that concerns the ocean or some type of motion in the ocean. There you go. And yeah, these are kupe'e, and this is part of a hula costume that we wear when we are dancing songs that represent the ocean or have something to do with the ocean. And in this case, sea. And what could be better for this Panama City beach baby than a seashell lei? We have ordered lunch from Kaua'i's best kept secret. It's Lawai Market. All right. I've got this tasty ono, which is called wahoo, or here in Hawaii, we just call it ono, but it's a wahoo fish. Ono has a couple of different meanings here in Hawaii. It means delicious, and it also means a wahoo fish. And this blackened ono tastes so good. It has a flavor of a little bit of, isn't the music funky? All right. Now, as I wanted to say, this blackened ono has a sweet flavor. It's like a mesquite. It's like a barbecue potato chip, but not the kind that makes you go back more for more. It's the kind that makes you want to swim in a bag of them. Wait a minute. Why did I say bag? It tastes like a bag of barbecued potato chips, but only better because, it's a gourmet Wahoo sandwich. Oh man, it's a party in your mouth. And a party right here at the Surf Shack. Oops. All right. One of the options, other than the salt and peppered French fries, was a tossed salad. And I felt like I was just in the mood for something green today, if you know what I mean. Green. All right. So, what do we have here? We have a beautiful tossed salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, a variety of greens, and not just that, folks, but we have a homemade, it's like a beautiful oil and vinegar, well, an oil and vinegar with mm, I taste some dill in there just a little bit. And there's some fusion here with the vinegar flavor and that dill that's just balanced oh so ever carefully to leave just a hint on your tongue, begging for more. We also have these, it looks like a pickled onion. Mmm. They're just mixing together really well. It's a There's a party going on in my mouth right now. I think I missed out on the invitation. So we have this beautiful, and I'm sure that these are the grape Kamuela tomatoes from the island of Hawaii. Mm, baby spinach. Look at this. Arugula and parsley. It's not just what's for a garnish anymore. It's what's in your salad. All right. This is Seashell Surf with the latest What's Up to Eat surf report from the Lawai market on the south side of Kauai. We say mahalo nui loa to you. You have the most excellent variety of fresh foods and local favorites that anybody could ask for. Show up for Sunday early to get those donuts. It's Seashell Surf, and I'm bringing you an extra hand of aloha on this Friday night. All right, beat it. Okay, gang, it's our hot season here in the Hawaiian Islands, and it's hot. This is the typical dry season here in the Hawaiian Islands. Actually, unlike other places, Hawaii actually only has two seasons traditionally, as the ancient Hawaiian people saw it, the dry season and the wet season. How do we tell the difference? Well, obviously, it's dry and it's hot right now, but the seasons will start to change as the Pleiades begins to rise at sunset in the eastern skies. This is an indication. Here in the islands where you have clay mud and everything like that, everybody here pretty much drives a big white Toyota Tacoma pickup. And if you don't have one, you're being left out of the crowd. But we all drive big trucks. I don't, but everybody else does. So, you know, I don't know what to say, people. You're driving in those convertibles. And yes, the people from Wisconsin, they're coming with their cheese heads, Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is not throwing for y'all today. But anyway, all right, what were we talking about? Yeah, we was talking about convertibles. We don't drive convertibles here. Actually, the most popular vehicle on the road is a truck of some type, or an SUV, or what else do we ride? What else do we drive? What else are we driving over here? Creaminy. Well, everybody drives a Toyota or a Honda, that's for sure. And they're all big trucks. I mean, and on the Big Island, make no mistake about it, it's big. Make sure you have a big vehicle. Anyway, we're hanging at the Surf Shack today because why are we hanging at the Surf Shack? You let me know in those comments why I'm hanging at the Surf Shack instead of down at the beach. But in all honesty, folks, sometimes you think it's much cooler at the beach. However, days like today, if you're out at the beach in that water between the hours of 10 and 2, you're not doing yourself any favors. It's really just burning you. When you're out in the water in the heat of the day, like between 10 and 2, you might feel cool, but you're still getting those UV rays. So here in Hawaii, local people usually will stay in during those hot hours between 10 and 2. Now, let me tell you, in the summertime, obviously, because the days are longer, I like sometimes cannot walk my pup until the sun goes down. Like last night, it did not even start to cool off till 6:30. And only the past 2 weeks or so has it really been getting late. So here in the Hawaiian Islands, the traditional seasons were hot and wet, and the actually we call them Makahiki season or the season of war. Now, Makahiki season, as I may have been saying to you earlier, Makahiki season is, first of all, let's just talk about when we know how it arrives. Makahiki season is here when the Pleiades rise at sunset. That is how we know Makahiki season has begun. Now, Makahiki season literally means Makahiki, at the arrival. And it's at the arrival of the Pleiades. Now, some of the ancient Hawaiian, Polynesian stories of origin are that they were people that came from the Pleiades. And if you know anything about Polynesians, they have an extra bone in their pinky, and they also have a rocker jaw. That's a very distinguished feature among pure Hawaiian people, or even, pure. It's not hard to spot, but those are features that are typical of Polynesians. Now, Makahiki season also is the time when the Ali'i Nui, or the paramount chiefs of each island, would go and collect taxes. Now, taxes were collected in the form of food and resources that were able to be used, obviously, but also because they're going to the ali'i or the chiefs. These are taxes paid with things such as cloaks, feather capes, the finest lei made of things like shells. And depending on what island you're on, there are a variety of different shells that are prized. Now, the kupe'e are found on the black rocks along the shoreline. But depending on what kind of a shoreline you're on, you can find these in pure black and white speckles, all the way down to white with pink, purple, beige, brown, blacks. And those can be found, I mean, some of the most magnificent and big, most beautiful colored kupe'e can be found down at Kalailoa on the island of Hawaii, down at the southernmost tip in Kau. Now, this is the most treacherous area of the Hawaiian Islands as far as the tip of the island and its ocean currents and conditions go. You have to understand the big island comes to a point there, and then you have waves in the Alanui Haha channel coming from the wide open Moana Nui Akea Pacific Ocean. As they crisscross, it becomes very tumultuous, uh, very well. The name Alanui Haha, which is the name of the channel between Maui and Hawaii, literally means the waves that are hitting the bow of the boat. So you know you better be a skilled sailor before you navigator before you go out in those waters. Well, who knew that royalty-free surf music had such catchy tunes? All right. What am I talking about here? The currents at Kau are very treacherous and they're dangerous. And that's the reason why you can find some of the most beautiful type of kupe'e shell. Now, these are stuck on those rocks. You got to pry them off. They come in some of the most beautiful colors down there because it's so isolated. And of course, the color of those rocks are different colors. If they're not so black, these won't be so black. And you do have some lighter colored rocks down there, which provide for some different colored shells. More lighter colored shells with some darker spots of black, pink, purple, beige. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. They're beautiful, gang. Just simply beautiful. So Makahiki was actually a time when people would go around and collect taxes, the finest of materials for the chiefs. Now, this is when Captain Cook arrived for the first time, well, actually both times here in Hawaii in 1778 and 1779. 1778, he arrived here in Waimea, and then, unfortunately, he came back after leaving Kauai, going to Alaska, coming back in 1779, he arrived on the island of Hawaii at Keala'ikekua Bay, which literally means pathway to the gods. Now, it was believed that the season of Makahiki was dedicated to a fair-skinned god, a bald-headed god, a bald-headed god named Lono. A bald-headed god named Lono. He was fair-skinned. It was always said he would arrive on a floating island. Now, unfortunately, Captain Cook happened to arrive in Hawaii both times he got here during this time. Now, the second time on the island of Hawaii at Keala'ikekua Bay, they think he is the god Lono. So he arrives, he's treated like a god, and he knows this guy's been traveling around Polynesia long enough to know how to get what he needs. So what ends up happening here is, Hawaiians knew that iron existed. It's just here in the Hawaiian Islands, there's no way to create, there's no way to produce those alloys here. So they knew iron existed, but it wasn't available here in Hawaii, obviously. So they stole a cutter from Captain Cook's crew, and they burned it to get the iron out of it. Now, of course, Captain Cook, once he realizes this is what has happened, he goes and kidnaps a Big Island chief, Kalani'o Pu'u, and he holds him for ransom. But obviously, the boat has been burned. So at the meeting that would be used to give back the chief, Kalani'o Pu'u, Captain Cook guys presented him, and then they touched this ali'i, a chief. You don't do this to a chief. If you touch a chief, period, or if you touch him, especially from the shoulders above, that is a kapu or taboo. And so a skirmish broke out, and of course the Hawaiians had no guns or anything, and a few of them were shot and killed. At the same time, and a lot of people don't know this, but Captain Cook actually was not killed, so to speak, right there on land, but because he was injured. And the British Navy does not teach in the old days how to swim, so they cannot abandon their boats. Captain Blimey, Captain Cook was trying to swim back to the boat, but he drowned because he couldn't swim. Now, you know, as we say here in the Hawaiian Islands, until we meet again, ahui ho. This is Seashell Surf saying aloha to all of you, and come on back for some more. All right.